Alright, so this is a 2016 Silverado LTZ with the 5.3 liter V8. Today I am installing the Proven Ground C&L Catback for my truck because it's cheap and it sounds really nice, and I'm not looking for ultra loud, I just want more volume. To complete this, I purchased an extra one of these clamps just in case. I'm going to spray this with penetrating oil, and we are going to loosen that clamp. Then we have an exhaust hanger here, the muffler with the flapper valve. We have two more hangers here and here, and then we have the resonator, and then one more final hanger. And I believe I can then take everything out in one piece without having to take the spare tire or anything down. Here's a smattering of the tools I had on hand to tackle this. The things that I would say are absolutely essential is you need a ratchet. Mine is a 3/8. You need a 13mm to take the factory clamp off that's behind the catalytic converter, and then you need a 15mm to tighten down all the band clamps to come with the new exhaust. Things that I would include, I would say, are optional, but would really make everything easier. Exhaust clamp or exhaust hanger removal tool. Additionally, I have 14 and 13mm ratchets. You'll also need a 14mm for the, I don't know what you want to call it, the place it wherever you want exhaust hanger that goes on the frontmost pipe. I also use an electric ratchet, and in order to cut things and sand them down or smooth them out, an angle grinder with a metal cutting disc and a flap disc wheel. Shits and giggles. You know I gotta do this just once. Can't rev it, but I think you get the idea. Alright, so here we have a side-by-side of the Proven Ground C&L Catback beside my factory exhaust of my 5.3 16 Silverado. So as you can see, that clamp comes off. There's a little retention mechanism. So it is reusable, but I recommend you buy another one of those to have on hand anyway. Like every auto parts store carries them. Over here, this is the same connection as that, just no flex pipe. There's a band clamp for this connection. If I had the long bed, I would need this extension, but since I have just crew cab short bed, I don't need that extension. So it comes with this extension and an extra band clamp for that. But here's the muffler. It's going to go straight in to that section. You are also supposed to have the holes pointing towards the engine, towards the front of the truck. And here's a short pipe that'll lead it into going over the axle. Here's a pipe that goes over the axle into the exhaust tip. Yeah, it basically matches up pretty damn well. So of note is how the exhaust hanger mounts line up. So that's already has provisions. These two match up. This one, on the frontmost section of pipe, we actually have this clamp slash hanger that we'll use. According to reviews, it says that this might need to be trimmed if you've got angle grinder, sawzall, just some kind of metal cutter. It's easy enough to trim that. So that's what I'll be doing. And another thing, this is the factory clamp, and it clips in here. There's like a mechanism that sits like this, and you have to pry this part up. It's really annoying. I'd like to reuse factory clamps, so I'm not out 20 bucks for replacement. So what I'm going to do is take an angle grinder, and I'm going to cut this off, and then I'm going to smooth out the edge. There we go. No more of this. Angle grinder flap disc is relatively smooth. Mission accomplished. So I got this set up now. I've measured about where I want to cut this off. I'm gonna cut off almost an inch and we'll see how this lines up. So here we are. Use my angle grinder. It's a bit tough since this is stainless. I got to cut off. Here's the metal piece I cut off. And I smoothed out the edges. Hot potato. Smooth out the edges. And now we're good to put this back on. So get up under here and get this trimmed so that just a little bit pokes through. And then I realize, oh look, this is probably going to vibrate on the heat shield. So I'm going to cut about half of these threads off on both sides just to make it even, and I will mark that before I cut. So I've marked approximately where I'm going to cut. We'll see how this turns out. Alright, I got them both marked off, and now I'm going to cut them off and smooth them out. So cut off this much, smoothed everything out. It's not getting caught on my glove or anything, so we're good. Now put this back on the truck. Alright, I have trimmed these two down. Notice I have a little bit that pokes up above. But they are nice and snug. Nothing's moving. We're good. It is time for the first startup.